Welcome back to Askewed Reviews. And since a recent video game series just put out a new one, I've decided to finally watch the movie and do a review for a film that is also a viewer request. So today I'm reviewing the 2016 film Assassin's Creed. Here is your trivia question for today. What historical figure appears in this film and also in one of the games? The answer will be at the end of this episode. So, in the film Assassin's Creed, we meet our main character of Callum Lynch, who is about to be given the death penalty. At the very last moment, it appears that he is saved by a company called Abstergo, and the people running that organization are an ancient order known as the Templars. Now, they explain to Callum that they specifically need him to find something that was hidden in the past. You see, they have access to a technology called the Animus, which allows people with genetic markers to be able to travel back into the past and be able to experience the life of one of their ancestors. Now, the reason that they specifically need Callum is his ancestor was part of an ancient order of assassins, and the one specifically that he's traveling back to is named Aguilar, who apparently is the last person to know where the artifact known as the Apple of Eden resides. While in this facility, he doesn't just find out about the Templars side of things, he also runs into individuals that are related to other assassins and gets to find out about what the Assassin's Order's side of things is as well. So in the end, will Callum decide to side with the Templars or the Assassins? This movie was directed by Justin Kurzel. Michael Fassbender was one of the producers for this film, and he also played the primary characters of the modern-day Callum Lynch, and in the past, the assassin known as Aguilar. Now, to be able to tell the difference between the two characters, not only did Fassbender have a different costume and different facial hair, he also wore brown contacts as Aguilar. Did you happen to know that prior to this film, Michael Fassbender had not played nor even heard of any of the Assassin's Creed video games, which there are quite a few at this point. The story for this film is completely original. Technically, it has no connections to the other games other than some references, and it essentially runs parallel. Marion Cotillard plays one of the other primary characters of Sophia. Did you happen to know, though, that Cotillard and Kurzel were both specifically chosen by Fassbender, as all three of them had worked together on the film Macbeth from 2015? Jeremy Irons plays the character of Abstergo CEO Alan Rickon. Rickon, by the way, is a character that did show up previously in the video game series, although he looks quite different. Here's something I did find fascinating, though. Jeremy Irons also plays Rodrigo Borgia, or Pope Alexander VI, in the television series The Borgias. What's funny about this is that the historical figure that he is playing also appears in two of the Assassin's Creed video games. In the movie, the older version of Joseph Lynch is played by Brendan Gleeson, but did you happen to know that the younger version of Joseph is played by his son, Brian Gleeson? The character of Maria is played by Ariane Labed, but it was almost played by Alicia Vikander. She had to drop out, though, due to appearing in Jason Bourne. She would, however, in just a few years later, appear in another video game movie as Lara Croft in Tomb Raider. In the Abstergo building, we do get to meet a few other people who are also apparently related to assassins. These people are Musa, Nathan, Lynn, and Emir. Due to some of the comments, references, and even weapons that they wield, it is believed that they are related to specific assassins from the video game series. And these are assassins that would show up in Assassin's Creed 3 Liberation, Assassin's Creed 4 Black Flag, Assassin's Creed Chronicles China, and Assassin's Creed Revelations. And speaking of the video games, there's a very blink and you'll miss it moment. When Callum is being surrounded in the Animus by past assassins, one of the ones in this group is actually Arno from Assassin's Creed Unity. This may have only been a rumor, but there was supposedly talks of Robert Downey Jr. playing Leonardo da Vinci in this film. The primary companion in the Assassin's Creed games is to have a pet eagle. Now, what's interesting is the character of Aguilar, played by Michael Fassbender, in Latin means eagle. Here are some interesting things about this film. There was a stuntman named Damian Walters who did a free fall of 125 feet, which actually broke a 35-year-long record. Even though there were a lot of impressive stunts that seem pretty fantastical in this film, and of course the sequences with the Animus, did you know that 80% of the film was done without CGI? Did you also happen to know that this movie's release date was specifically chosen as December 21st due to the fact that the fictional apocalypse in the Assassin's Creed video game franchise is December 21st? The building used in the end scene for the Templars is the United Grand Lodge of England, which is the actual main lodge for the UK Freemasons. This movie was filmed in Spain, Malta, and England. There were originally plans for a sequel, but when Disney purchased 20th Century Fox in 2019, that was canceled. The rumor is that that film would have taken place during the Cold War. So when it comes to the film Assassin's Creed, I think this movie had a lot of potential. I mean, let's be honest, if you're a big fan of the video game series and you look at it, the Assassins felt like Assassins, the Templars felt like Templars, Abstergo felt like Abstergo. The Animus didn't really feel like the Animus, but it was still kind of cool. For me personally, my biggest issue with this film is that there was too much time spent in modern day. For me personally, my favorite part of the games is always the stuff that happens in the past, and with this film, even though there were some really cool sequences, we just didn't get to know the characters pretty much at all. So I'm going to give this one a 3 out of 5. Now, if you did enjoy this one, other films I recommend checking out are the Tomb Raider remake, Prince of Persia: The Sands of Time, Uncharted, and Hitman. Now it's time to answer the trivia question from the beginning of this episode. What historical figure appears in this film and also in one of the games? So we briefly get to meet Christopher Columbus as Aguilar gives him the apple. And here he is as he appeared in the video game. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Askewed Reviews. If there's any other video game movies you think I should do a review for, feel free to mention them in the comments.